if you are just starting your Excel journey, there are certain functions you absolutely need to know. And no, you don't need to memorize hundreds of formulas actually. In this video, I will show you 10 Excel functions every beginner should know, and I will explain what each one does and show you how to use them with simple examples. Now, open your Excel workbook and let's get started. Now, the first function you need to know is the sum function. Sum function. This is the sum function. Now, let's say this is the quantity of product we sold from January to December, and we're asked to sum everything together, which is the total. And all you have to do is press your equal to sign and it's the sum, the open bracket, and you drag the quantity once, then you close it. Then this is total. What the sum allows you to do, the sum function allows you to quickly add numbers together, right? So that's what it does for you. There are other ways to do it, so let's do this one. So equal to sum, open bracket, your cell number, you can see C5 ratio F5, hit your bracket, it will give you the same thing. Now the next one we need to go to is the average. Now, as the name suggests, it calculates the average of a group of number. Now let's calculate the average of this credit score that's here. Now if you want to calculate the average to give us something like this, equal to, type your average, select your range of numbers like we did when we're doing sum with your equal to. Now this is the average, right? You cannot take it to 2 decimal places if you want. So one thing you should know that is you will use this frequently when working with things like exam scores, salaries, sales, customer ratings, and performance data. You'll be using average a lot. Now the next thing we're doing, the next formula, which is the third formula, is the count. The third function is count. Now count tells you how many cells contain numbers, how many cells contain actual numbers. This cell does not contain numbers, this one does contain numbers. Now if you want to count how many cells contain numbers here, we have to do something like equal to the count function, select your range of numbers, close your bracket. It's telling us 20 cells, which is all the cells here. I will just highlighted here, all of them are 20 cells all together. So this function is usually useful when you are working with large data sets. This data set is small, but when you are working with a very large data set, you want to know how many cells contain numbers. You can quickly do that. Let's do for the second thing before we go to the next. So it's telling us only 10 contain. I highlighted everything, including the name, everything. It's telling us only 10 contain actual numbers. Then the next function, which is the number 4, the fourth function, is the counter, which is this one, the counter. Now, counter counts cells that are not empty. In as much as the cell is not empty, it will count it. Now let's quickly do it. We say equal to counter bracket, and you highlight everything here. Close your bracket, hit it. So it will count everything, including the name and the numbers. Only counts cells with numbers, while counter counts both cells with number, and in as much as there is a value inside that cell, it will count it. Now the simple difference between count and counter is this: count counts numbers, while counter counts non-empty cells. Remember the difference. Make sure you remember the difference. Now the next thing we're talking about is our mean and our max. Mean and max. Let's talk about the max first. Now, max finds highest number in a range. The highest number in a range. And let's look for the max here to be equal to max. Let's select this range. Close bracket. So the highest number here is 100, right? That's what max does. So especially Excel immediately returns the highest sales value that we have here. This can help you quickly identify things like your highest sales, your highest cost, highest salary, or highest performing product, highest performing student. Just name it. Then the next one is our mean. Max finds the highest value, right? So what do you think minimum does? This is what minimum does. Minimum finds the smallest value. Now let's do for mean. This is the function for mean, min. Then you select your range of data, hit it. So the smallest value here is this 20. Right? Now, Excel will always return the lowest value in the range. Now the next thing we'll be going to is if, which is the 7th function you need to know. If. Now, let's say these are students, list of students from a school. Now we're trying to know the ones that passed, and our pass mark for the exam that we did was 50, right? And if functions allows us to make a decision based on a condition. It is a very powerful function in Excel. It's always condition based, right? Now imagine I just said we have a list of students here, student A, B to F, and this is their score, right? If our pass mark for this exam was 50, if you want to know, let's say we're giving large data set, if you want to know students that passed and failed, we'll just come here. Let's call this column pass / failed. You do equal to if open bracket. Now if this is greater than or equal to 50, because our pass mark is 50, the value we say pass, it's your comma. But if it's not greater than or equal to 50, say fail. Close bracket with your enter. This one failed. And from there you drag it down. So how many students failed? 2 students failed, 2 students passed this exam. So Excel checks the score, automatically gives us the appropriate result for this data set. This particular function is extremely useful for classification, performance analysis, reporting, and decision making. You don't just use it for exams only. You can use it for different data sets and to decide what you should do with that data set. Now the next one we're doing is the COUNTIF, which is the number 8 function you should know as a beginner. As a beginner, that is the number 8 function you should know. Now the COUNTIF function counts cells that meet a specific condition. Right? Now this is our data set. These are our list of data sets. We're given a question, say how many employers are in the sales department. So you count if this is our range are in the sales department. We have 3 customers in the sales department. right? Now the next one we'll be doing is the sum if. Doing the sum if. Now let's take that idea a step further with sum if. With sum if, now we just did count if, right? And let's do sum if. What sum if does for you is that it allows you to add values based on a condition. A COUNTIF counts cells when it meets a particular condition. Sum if allows you to add values based on a condition. Now imagine we have a sales table containing different products, right? Now this is our sales table. If we want to calculate the total sales, for example, we already given some questions here that we need to do. First of all, let's calculate our total sales. Once calculate our total sales, this is what we need to do. Calculate our total sales. Let's enter. So that's our total sales there. Now it says total sales by a specific sales person, Dorothy. Now let's say I want to do that. Say equal to sum if, open bracket, is asking for the range. So we are looking for the total sales by a specific sales person, Dorothy. So our range will be this. Criteria is Dorothy. Our sum range is this. Total sales. Close bracket, hit enter. So Dorothy only made one sale, which is this. That's why it gave us this. Then the next one we'll be looking at now, which is the last one, number 10. Now before we move forward, this sum if now is a very, very powerful function when doing sales reports and business analysis. Business analysis for those of us that will be going into the business sector, this function is very important. Now let's do the last one. And the last one is our VLOOKUP. Our VLOOKUP. Our final function for the day, which is the number 10 function, our VLOOKUP. Now, VLOOKUP allows you to search for a value in a table and return related information. Right? Now, imagine we have this product now. We have this product ID and we want Excel. These are our product ID. We want Excel to return one of the information regarding that product ID. We're only given the product ID and we're told to bring out a particular information about it. Now what you do is type your equal to VLOOKUP. Type your VLOOKUP. Now it's asking for VLOOKUP value. Let's say we are looking for ID 1223. That's what our stakeholders gave us to look for the information on. In place of comma, it's asking for table array. Now, before we start, each table has their own name. If I click this table now and come here to table design, you see the table name here. This one is saying table 1, right? And you come back, say equal to VLOOKUP. The value you are looking for is 223, right? 223. It's asking for table array. Our table array is table 1. Just type it there and hit your tab button. But this is a small data set. Remember, you use this, or maybe you are giving a very large data set. You are giving only the ID. You can just do it like this and hit comma again. And it is asking for column index number. So we'll do something like this. Table, and press your bracket, and we see all the rows in that table in case I'm working with a large data set. Now you count it. This is row 1, column 1, column 2, column 3, column 4, column 5, column 6. So let's say we are looking for a payment method. So payment method is column 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's the payment method column. I will delete everything here and we'll put 6 there because it was asking for column index number. Then from there you hit your comma. It's asking for the approximate match. If you should give us the actual value or you should give us exact match. I want exact match, and you close your bracket, hit it. Now for 1, 2, 2, 3, what the customer used there to buy it was card, right? It was card. And let's do the last one. Let's check for the location of 1, 2, 2, 3. We'll put it there. 1, 2, 2, 3. Let's look for the location. Again, you go equals to VLOOKUP. Do the same thing. Type your table 1. Working with table 1 might have different tables. Now type your table again. Then we are looking for location this time. We count it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Location is colon 7. You delete everything and hit your 7 there. You press your comma. You want it to be exact. And hit it. So it was west. Now look at it. 1, 2, 2, 3. So the card, what did we use for? We searched for payment method, which was card, and we checked for location, which was west. So VLOOKUP is one of the functions you will commonly encounter when working with real world data sets. So let's quickly recap the Excel function we have covered today. Now the sum, it does what? Sum allows us to add value. The average allows us to calculate average. The count allows us to count numbers. The counter allows us to count non-empty cells. The mean and the max. Max finds the highest value, while the mean finds the lowest value. Then the if allows you to make decisions based on conditions. Then the COUNTIF, count values based on the condition. Then SUMIF, add values based on a condition. Then last, which is number 10, is search sheets for information in a table. Now before we call it a day, now you don't need to master all of them in one day. Start with the first few, practice them, and gradually move toward the more advanced function. Now remember this, any Excel isn't about memorizing formulas. No, it will tell you that you should know all the formulas, but Excel is not about memorizing formulas. It's about understanding how to use them to solve problems. Now if you are following this Excel beginner series, make sure you subscribe to DeeKinge, because we are building your Excel skills step by step. Build the skill, analyze the data, and you will create impact. See you in the next video.